Good evening, everybody.
Hi, John.
It is now 6:30 p.m. and we're here at the Pine Ridge Clubhouse located at 4801 Lakeside Club Boulevard.
It's easy for you to say.
Right. For the monthly Pine Ridge at Fort Myers Condominium Association Board of Directors meeting. Okay, but before we start and recite the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States of America, I'd like for us to pause and take a moment of silence to honor the memories of Doug Cobb, Bubba Fialka, Edith James, Agnes Thompson, all of whom have recently passed away. May they rest in peace, and thank you. Okay, Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Eric, will you please call the roll?
John Mallon.
Here.
Bob Tolles.
Here.
Bill England.
Here.
John Fricker.
Here.
Phil Schifano.
Here.
Tom Trino.
Here.
Scott Harris.
Here.
We've got a full board. We have two telephonically and 5 in person.
Was the meeting properly?
Yes, it was.
Do I have a motion to waive the reading of the previous month's meetings?
I'll make a motion to waive readings.
I'll second it.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, did we have anyone sign up to speak during the open forum?
If needed, but I don't think we're needed.
Eric, would you please present your manager's report?
Yeah. Okay. So we were a little busy today, so manager's report is like this, not as it normally is. So, but we'll run through it quickly so you guys know what's going on. I want to touch on the music around the pool. The receiver that we pulled the music in from Comcast took a surge, and I thought that I had repaired it, but apparently it's been going out intermittently. So we're gonna either replace the box or let the professionals try to fix it instead of me this time. We should have it on tomorrow or Friday. Hopefully we'll have it on tomorrow. So apologize if you went out there looking for music. We installed a new toilet in the men's room where we didn't have the higher toilet. So now that and all the restrooms have the higher toilet. And then we're also installing a paper towel dispenser and toilet paper dispenser and things like that that are usually used in a commercial bathroom. We're having a lot of problems with the other stuff disappearing, and it also runs out. Like the paper towels would always be out. This is a roll that's going to take a very long time to run out. So I think that's going to be an improvement. We installed fire extinguishers by all the barbecue areas. That was something that a little incident almost happened, and we started thinking that's probably something we should have had the whole time. So we went right ahead and got those, and they look good. We installed the posts ourselves to save a little money, and they just managed the posts. We had to repair a ceiling, sometimes in these, particularly in the 2-story buildings, but sometimes also in the 3-story buildings. The drywall ceilings in the open hallways will start to kind of like collapse in, and you'll see it breaking away from the rest of it. It's happened a number of times. So we had one that we found, and we went ahead and repaired that, and it's all fixed up and painted and back to normal. And we're keeping our eyes open and inspecting to see if there's any other spots. I think there may be 1 or 2, and we're going to go ahead and take care of those before they get to the point of the other one if possible. We got some faux type shrubbery that comes in like tiles, like flat tiles. And it almost looks like the jasmine that's around the fence out here by the pool heaters. And we're using that to cover the pump house over by the, and it'll make it blend in with the real landscaping and kind of eliminate what's become an eyesore there, that fencing. And I thought rather than getting these slats for the fence, this would dress it up a lot more. So they started today. We need to get a couple more cases of the shrubbery, I guess. But hopefully everybody likes the way that looks when it's done. And I discovered a section of seawall. Whenever I'm out walking, I'm always looking at that area of the seawall. Because years prior, there was some concern about erosion brought up, so we're always keeping our eyes open for that. And we found a place that was really underneath the concrete section, washed out, I mean, significantly. I mean, it's a good thing we found it. So we mixed concrete and filled that thing all the way back up, and it's solid as a rock now. And we'll keep our eyes open for other spots like that. But that's something that is a very important and expensive thing, is that seawall, and we always want to maintain the integrity of the seawall, especially our lakeside people live right up against the water. There's some projects that you may notice that have not proceeded, some painting or some fencing and stuff that requires you paint and lumber. Those are the two main supplies that I'm finding we have a shortage on, that they're called to get paint every Sherwin-Williams within an hour from here. Nobody has the paint. I was at Home Depot and I got 4 gallons of paint. It was the last 4 gallons they had. So it's really, I don't know what the issue is. I think it comes back to oil prices, a lot of it, and the construction industry with all the lumber. So we're working through that, and I think it should clear up hopefully soon, and we'll be back on with our supplies. Over the Memorial Day holiday, I had a lot of question and complaint about the garbage. It was normally picked up on Thursdays, and they didn't come on Thursday. Their rule with the garbage company is if there's a holiday, they're going to come the following day. So they take that holiday off, and then they delay everybody a day, and then they work Saturday to make up the day. So just be aware that ever happens. That does create a little bit of a problem for us because we're having 8 days instead of 7 in between. But one thing I'll tell people is the dumpster, people down at this end of the street aren't going to like it, but the dumpster on Blackberry Drive down at the north end, never had, if you need a place to take trash, right? A lot of people throw it on the ground. We really would prefer you not do that. It causes, number one, it's not what we do here, and number two, it's just a mess. It causes other problems with animals and other things. So if you can take it down to that north end of Blackberry, we always have enough room. Even the Blackberry people, they may not want me to tell you, but they have room to tell you. One thing, a couple warnings here is, I don't know if anybody has gotten a letter like this in the mail. It says recorded deed notice, and it looks like a bill for $95 in Lee County public information, and it looks like most people got this in the mail. They would say, oh man, I better hurry up and pay this. This is a solicitation. This is a private company, and I think it's borderline against the law because this literally looks like a property site. The name of the company is Property Site, which Property Site recommends all homeowners obtain a copy of their property assessment profile, which includes a complimentary copy of your current grant deed or other recorded title. The other thing I'll tell you is that there is a website, LEEPA, that's Lee County Property Appraiser, LEPA.org, I think it is, that has all that information for free. At 24 hours a day, you just log on and you click on it and see your information and everybody else in the counties. So do not pay the $95. If you get this letter, disregard it. If anybody asks you, or a friend gets it that doesn't hear this, please let them know. But that is not something we want to do. And then the last thing for tonight is, I'm going to start touching on this every meeting, is speeding. And I don't think we have any speeders in the room right now, but we sent out with the billing a pretty, I thought a pretty nice reminder about not speeding. And one of the points that we made in that I think is a valid point to remember is from that front gate to the furthest point in the community, if you drive 15 miles an hour, it takes you under 3 minutes to get there. So the speeding, you're not even accomplishing anything. Like, you're not even getting home much faster. I mean, it takes no more than 2 or 3 minutes to get anywhere in the community. In most places, much less. So keep that in mind. Try to keep the speed limit. And, if there was ever to be an accident where a person or an animal or somebody or a pet got hurt, it'd be due to the speeding. And so that means it would be 100% preventable. So we hate to see that happen. Thank you.
You may want to mention the post you put in yesterday. One's down here.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the posts installed there. That's where we have that real steep drop off. There was a car accident there a few years ago where someone drove into the ditch, and customers progressively gotten worse. And there's not a real the proximity to the culvert there makes it hard to just build it back up with dirt because you don't have enough room before you start connecting the drainage. So we're going to have a nice handrail there that will prevent any accident, but also maintain our drainage. So look for that. That's priority number one right now. We do have all the material for that.
Okay. All right, for President's report, I just want to say thanks to Bill England here, my vice president, for filling in for me as chairman for last month. I watched online and throughout the time that I was at the hospitals and at home sick, those did a very nice job on the short notice, and I really appreciate it. I also want to thank everyone who wished me well and prayed for my recovery. And I'm very pleased to tell you that the infection has been completely cleared. I feel much better, and I'm very happy to be back.
Glad to have you.
Thank you. Next, I would like to go through and see if anybody has a committee report they would like to present. Do we have any committed reports?
Good evening. I'm happy to announce the website committee has settled on a website provider. It's actually the parent company of our current website administrator, and it's a pretty cool website. And thanks to my committee members, Joan Fricker and Marcia Trino, did a lot of research and a lot of hammering out, and we're ready to go ahead with the contract. In fact, the board's going to vote on that this evening. It takes, they tell us, 6 to 8 weeks to get it converted over and fully up and running before they'll turn it on. So I expect us to have it done in 3 or 4, because we're good.
And in the meantime, the old website stays.
Oh, yeah.
We don't go without the website.
Right. The old website's there. It'll just flip over automatically at some point in the future. But we want to make sure all the components are there and working before we turn it on. So thank you for the help.
Tom Torino, you got another one here. It says, would you please share with us the information you have on this as far as costs and forth?
Do you have any of these?
Yeah, I've got one too.
Hang on.
Let me get. First of all, I want to thank the board for allowing me to fill in for John last week. It was an experience for me, and I really enjoyed it. And want to welcome John back. Glad to have you back. Let you have the job. On the lake and amenities, we're continuing to fight continuing to fight the tape grass issue. It's dying out at a slow rate, but we're still looking at maybe a little different product to try on it, but it's eventually going to die out at what we're treating it with. It's just taking a little longer than what we would like for it to be. And I was out at the pool one day last week and I noticed a small depression. Well, I didn't, my wife did. And in the floor of the pool. And I talked with Bruce, and Bruce was out here Saturday, and he checked on it. He took a sanding block and sanded down the edges on it some, so it should be all right at this point until we eventually get to the point where we have to do the resurfacing of the pool floor. Also, we have the bike rack issue, which has been an ongoing thing, and I think we have decided at the end of the month to go ahead with the.
I think we gave him a little more time, but coming up, sir.
Okay.
It'll be coming up, yeah. What did you just say before that? I was going
I said, thank you.
I was going to expound on what you said.
I went back around and I've made 3 trips around looking at the bicycle racks. I know it's been an issue because people complained in some of the buildings they didn't have a place to park at their bikes. First time I went around and just looked and seen what was there, how many we had, what was in disrepair. The second time I went around was on 525, and I tagged those bikes that we deemed that they were unrideable, basically. And at that time, there was 31 bicycles met that category to be removed out of the 13 units that we have in the condos. And then I went back around yesterday again to recheck the tags that I put on. There's been 7 of those bikes have been removed. So they've done whatever they wanted to with them or whatever. So it still leaves us with 24. Out of those, out of those 24, there was 4 of those. Someone had just taken the tags off of them and said, I guess, it's all right. They're going to be all right. But I re-tagged those again because they had flat tires on them and the chains was all rusted and everything. So that's where we stand on that. If we get these out of the way, we're going to have enough room, I feel, for the people, the residents to install, to have a place to put their bikes at. So Eric we've determined we're going to give them some additional time to remove those if they want to. And we'll set a date probably in the next couple months or so to remove those.
Some people aren't here that would maybe do the right thing.
If you didn't know, we were going to remove those and put them in a place to store them. And if someone showed up and said, yeah, that's my bike and I want to fix it up, we would still have it for a period of time. And then after a period of 6, 8, 10 months, whatever, we'll donate those bikes and get rid of them if no one else wants them. And that way, maybe someone else out there can use those things.
2 things that I'll add to the bicycles. If somebody has a bicycle that's tagged and they don't want it anymore, if you want to let me know, we'll be happy to actually remove it for you right away. And I've organized with a charity, somebody who lives here, works with charity where they fix them up and donate them. So not only would you be correcting a violation, but you would be donating to a good cause. So that's nice. The other thing was what he was talking about before. I remembered the pool floor. We did have to do some repair in the pool floor where there was a pretty significant indentation earlier this year. I think that was. But I want everyone to understand that the floor is going to have imperfections. It's a 15-year life floor, and we're through 12 and a half years, almost 13 years. So we're very close to the end of this, and we'll be having a new floor put in. And we definitely want to know about any material problems, but you're not going to have a perfect condition floor. So if you go looking for things, you're going to find little things, and many of those things can't be addressed. Like there's one section where it dips, but the pool builder, it's just not, when it's not, doesn't go down far enough, there's nothing, like there's nothing to patch there. So definitely, I don't say don't tell me about this stuff. I'm happy to look at it and check into it and make sure it's nothing that we need to worry about. But you know, if you buy a car and you plan to keep it 15 years, that 14th and 15th year are probably not, they're going to, you know, not going to be as good as the first and second year. So just think about it maybe a little like that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. The other John?
Yes, sir.
Are we safe?
So our Safety and Lighting Committee, again, speeding is a big deal. I was told by 3 of our residents back on Blackberry that they've gotten the new Ring cameras. They're seeing people drive by on that back stretch, and they're hoping to get the guy's plate. He's driving probably 30, 35 miles an hour. So, and we have 2 new cameras on Villa. So people have already reached out to me. Again, if you see somebody speeding, please get their license plate, the color of the vehicle, the make of the vehicle, and please come down and fill out a report. That's the only way that we can stop these people. As far as the lighting, we still need to have some trees cut, so we can get some you know, wider ray of light to go out there. So as far as I do think that we're going to need some more cameras up in the front, on the inside of the gates eventually, but for right now, I think we're lit up.
One thing about those Ring doorbells that a lot of people don't realize is if something happens at your house, you can flag it, and anyone else with a Ring doorbell, you can show it to them so that way they can keep a watch out for it. And many of them are tied into the police office, and Shirley County is tied into it, where if something happens, they're in the network that can go in and just see what it is. So it's getting better and better. They're adding features, and it's very nice. So I highly recommend it.
The more cameras we have, the more security we have, and that's for the whole complex.
Yeah.
More security with more cameras.
So somebody's watching, so be careful.
Okay, here it's under new business. Sorry, I missed this one here. Okay, under new business tonight, we'll be discussing the website project and considering the agreement with the new hosting service.
Tom, will you give the information about hosting service?
Yeah, as I had mentioned earlier, it's with the parent company of the group we have now hosting our website. The name of the company is Front Steps, and they're a national company. They do a lot of web hosting for homeowners associations. So they've got a boilerplate kind of a program that we can just plug right into. It saved us a lot of work and expense in having this built just for our needs. The cost is a little bit higher than the one we were using previously. That one was about $20 a month for hosting, and I'm not sure what we paid to have it set up. This new one is actually $125 a month, but it's well worth the work and effort. Some things that'll help Eric and Pamela with their work and save time and so forth. Compared to some we found that were $300-400 a month to host these sites, and their setup fee, no matter how long it takes or how much work it is only $250. And we saw programs out there that were in the $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 mark to do this programming and set them up. So we're pretty excited. We got the contract. the other day, and we've all reviewed it. Eric,
Just for a point of reference, Tom and I were sitting, we did the math the other day. 125 a month is an increase from 20 a month, clearly, but it was 27 or 27 cents per resident per month. So that means like 88 cents out of your monthly dues every quarter, or out of your quarterly dues goes towards. So everybody pays under $1 a month to have a quality website, or $1 a quarter. I'm sorry, to have a quality website. I think that's, considering it gets spread across so many people, a pretty good value.
But that doesn't increase the dues of $1.
no, it's only 88 cents, Bill. Your dues are about 88 cents. Just yours.
Just the whole thing.
Wow, everybody else taking it.
Yeah, and I think you'll find the features on there there'll be a sale board and easier access to your personal information or your address and so forth. And
Another thing, our website, the look and feel of it,
oh,
is like when the internet first came out, you know.
Commodore 64.
Now, if somebody up north in Minnesota or in Indiana or Kentucky hears about Pine Ridge from a friend and thinks, wow, that sounds really nice, like I should check into that, and they go online and they search Pine Ridge, the first thing they see is our website. So it's one of the cheapest things that you can do. And if you ever sell your house, hopefully you guys all stay here forever, but if you ever decide to sell your house, that's a marketing tool that is priceless, really. So I really recommend having a high quality website. I always thought we needed. Do you want to make a motion?
I make a motion that we accept the contract with Front Steps for the amount of $125 a month with $250 setup fees. Do I have a second on that?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Sounds like we have a new website. One of the things we were also looking at was a better domain name. Ours, the way it is, it's pineridge@fortmyers.org. And so when you read that off to somebody over the phone or something, well, that word "at" confuses just about everybody because every email address also has that in it, the "at." So that it's like type out AT, not the symbol. And then Fort is abbreviated to FT. So you have to be very specific, and a lot of people make a mistake and don't get the right website. So I think if we can get one that more clearly and shorter, that is helpful too. And it all helps with marketing and keeping us competitive with other communities that buyers look at.
All in favor of the, yeah, okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I have a question. Something else I wanted to bring up about the flags.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we can follow that with an email too, so more people hear about it.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. We want to put an email out. I was chatting with someone in the pool this week, and they mentioned how nice it looks with all the flags in our community. And I think it happened to be Flag Day, which was Monday. And this person mentioned that he wished he had one on the front of his villa, but he doesn't have any tools anymore, and he really doesn't have the skill to install it. So I volunteered to install it for him if he wanted to buy a flagpole kit. And then we got to thinking, and I'm going to make that offer to everybody here. Now, we can't do it on the condos, obviously, but if you're in a villa and you'd like to have a flag out front and you don't have the holder attached to the concrete wall, shoot me an email. If you pay for the kit and you can go out and get your own, or I found a source, it's only about $22 for a real nice non-tangling 3x5 American flag. Just let me know and I'll put you on the list and we'll get it installed here as I get time to do that. So if you know anybody that would like a flag and doesn't have it, then this will be an ongoing thing. When we get back to season, we can do it, from here forward. I'm willing to do it. Understand it's just for the American flag, the red, white, and blue, stars and stripes, not any other version. Our rules do not allow it. And it's 3x5 American flag.
And when you buy your flag, I always check and I pay a couple dollars extra and get the one made in America.
Yes.
It's only
Absolutely.
right, so
Yeah.
I always recommend you do that.
Thank you.
One in China, I think, only has 49 stars.
Yeah.
They're still counting, yeah. You want to take some questions? The audience has a question before we adjourn.
That'd be fine. Go ahead if you have any questions.
Did you have a question, Bob?
Yes, did I miss a treasury report?
The treasurer, to report the accountants haven't submitted their paperwork to us yet. They're running behind. So we will report in July and provide both June and July's numbers for you. But the money's still in the bank, don't worry. Anyone else?
How'd the ice cream truck do?
I think they did pretty well. We had a couple people say they thought it was a little too expensive, but I think that's the nature of the beast when you have a portable ice cream truck. Last week, the truck broke down, I guess, halfway through, or they had some motor trouble. So they parked and people came up, and I think everything I heard is it did pretty well. So I hope people like it. I think it's a nice touch, you know. So, one day I was outside and I heard the music going in another. There must be another ice cream truck around here. Yeah.
One over.
But I think we have the better looking, more reputable. I think I've seen that one also. Yeah.
And it's tomorrow night too.
Tomorrow night.
It's tomorrow night too. So yeah.
Four to
Save room for dessert. Yeah, 4 to 6 is when they're here. Yes, Scott.
Yeah, could you make a note that as soon as we get the report from the accountants, it'll be available from the office.
Oh yeah. In fact, Bob, I'll give you a buzz when I get it.
If you don't want to wait until next meeting in July,
Yeah.
we should be getting it this week.
Yeah, it's supposed to be here
Beginning of
this
next
morning.
week.
So
Just we can get you to the balance sheet and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Anytime you want it, as soon as we get it.
So I'll give you a buzz in a couple days when we get it. We got so much money, they're still counting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. We're still trying to cut out time.
Okay, I'd like to thank everybody for coming tonight.
Do we adjourn? All in favor?
Can I make a motion to adjourn the
We did the
meeting?
motion. and we got it.
I'll second.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Teachers don't knock over the kids.